So Gareth, you're fairly new to your role in RPA. What are the challenges that you're hoping to take on in your first year?
Yeah, so I mean, it's week 10, it's early days. I'm doing loads of getting out and about, seeing both our people and kind of some of our customers as well. I think some of the sort of challenges that I'm looking to face into in the first year are very much around how do we make things easier for customers when they're trying to interact with us, either when they're trying to access funds, whether that's through grants or with schemes, or when they're just trying to get in touch with us for a bit of guidance about, what do I need to do about this parcel of land? I've got an issue with some mapping here. How do I kind of get that better? Trying to get that ease of use, I think, is really where I'm looking to see where we can make a big difference. There's a real desire for farmers and agents to work more closely with RPA. And they see the good work that we do, but sometimes they just get frustrated with how they access some of that information, how they get some consistency in the answers to some of their queries when they're looking at things like payments coming in, knowing what those payments are for, when they're going to get them, how much they're going to get and when, so that they can better manage their business. Listening to some of those challenges that our customers face and thinking, well, how can we make that better? That's really, I think, the first point of contact that I'm going to be really focusing on in the first year. There's other stuff then I think that's perhaps a little bit longer term. So us having a really strong customer strategy about strategically what do we want to be delivering to our customers. Should we be much more interested in the outcomes that those farmers deliver on the back of the money that we give them, or should we be very much more about getting money out to them in schemes and grants? Understanding that, working a bit more closely, I think, with some of our DEFRA colleagues and some of the other agencies which we know speak to the same customers, Natural England, for example, and trying to get some cohesion between the different parts of the DEFRA group so that a farmer or a customer, when they interact with us, sort of can see where we fit in the context of everything else that they're kind of like going through. That is a little bit longer term, I think. That's kind of like the direction of travel that kind of we want to be getting into.
And how useful is it to talk to farmers?
Oh, it's unbelievably useful to talk to farmers. They are the people who we interact with on a regular basis. So without getting their voice and representing their voice when we're making decisions, we've got no idea really about whether what we're doing is good, bad or indifferent. So including farmers not just at the end, but actually also at the beginning of when we're starting to think about making changes, developing new grants, developing new schemes, and understanding what is it that you need from us in order to deliver the outcomes that you want to deliver within your business is massively important. I don't think we can stress that enough. Us as an organisation getting closer to our customer base will mean better outcomes, not just for us, but also for the customers that we serve.
So you've talked about your plans for the future. What have you got planned for farmers in the short term?
Well, look, I think in the real short term, there's a little bit about just knowing who our customers are. So, and understanding that different customers will want different things. So trying to tailor some of our communications and perhaps chunk up some of our offerings so that we can say, actually, if you are a sheep farmer, these are perhaps some of the elements of the SFI kind of scheme that might be of more interest to you. So rather than giving everybody everything, starting to understand who our customers are and what might be of interest to those different customer groups in order for them to be able to just understand what we do in the context of what they do.